About the confidence you have going into this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think, winning for sure helps confidence, but, also coming to the track that we do have a lot of success at, helps probably more than anything. So yeah, I just look forward to this weekend, and hopefully our car has, good speed and a good balance like it has the last couple times here, and it'd be nice to get another win, or at least start the round better than we started the other 2 rounds, and gaining points.
We'll go ahead and open up to questions. We'll begin here in the middle. Mark?
Mark Garrow, PRN. Kyle, does your mindset as a race driver change at all in the playoffs? How you attack a race, start a race, or is there any change in your mindset from a regular season race now, especially now that we're into this round in the rest of the playoffs?
Not a whole lot. I don't think so. I think it probably depends on your point situation and such, but I don't know. I feel like whenever the playoffs kind of come around, it's more like you're just a little bit more focused and trying not to be too risky and kind of, in a way, limit the risk of at least in our points position. So that's kind of how I feel like I've been throughout the playoffs this year, but even a lot of other years too. It seems to work out.
If I'm hearing right, are you more careful? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
yeah, I think you're just a little bit more calculated, probably in a way. I think sometimes in the regular season, I think you're willing to take more risks sometimes just because you've got 15 more races or something until the playoffs, so you can take that risk and it doesn't damage you as much if it doesn't work out. So where I think in the playoffs, if you're above the cut line, you're more kind of cautious in taking that risk.
We'll go over here to Dustin.
Dustin Obino-Jayski. Kyle, this is just the 3rd time that the previous year's championship 4 have all advanced to the round of 8. What do you feel like that says about these 4 teams and the strength that they have?
Yeah, sure. I think it says, that the 4 teams have a lot of strengths, but I think it also, to me, I feel like in other eras of like the Gen 6 car, like, it was changing a lot. Like the rules were different kind of each year, and there was more development going on throughout the year between teams, where now I just feel like teams are very similar to how they were last year. So just because there's not really much developing with the cars, or as much as there was. There's always development, within the teams and setups and what they're finding, here and there, but it's probably a lot smaller than it used to be. So I think that's why you see teams being more consistently good year to year, probably right now.
You come up front to Bob.
Bob Parker's Fox Sports. So do you have like an order of celebrations for your kids? Like does Owen get the next one, or are they fighting over it, or how's that going?
No, I don't know. It's just worked out where I obviously don't plan to win when you bring a kid, but Bristol, I had him, Owen by myself, and then the Roval this weekend, Audrey was with me. So thankfully it worked out that way. They're all here this weekend, so it'd be nice to win and have them all, there part of victory. But no, there's no order, I guess.
And does Caitlin give you any sort of orders as far as like what you can do and can't do as far as with them at the car? What?
I wear the pants. We all know that's not true. No. It's she's all good. I think she, when she first watched Bristol, when I had Owen on the door, she thought he was just hanging on to the roof with his fingertips, so she didn't realize I'm got him, an arm lock inside the car, and then so yeah, she was more comfortable with it with Audrey, and I'm going super slow too.
Good, Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, KicklandTires.net. I know it was very important for the team to have 4 cars and going for the championship. With Bowman's situation last week, how much of a bummer has that been, and what was your reaction when you heard that news?
Yeah, I had heard, kind of during Victory Lane what was going on when we were doing, pictures and interviews and stuff. And, for me, my point, I'm like, man, I just hope something changes, and it was just, the scales were off or something. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and it's just a huge bummer for everybody part of Hendrick Motorsports and Rick and Linda, and because getting 4 cars in the round of 8, like that's a huge feat and something I think everybody was really proud of, and just a bummer that it worked out that way. I feel terrible for Alex. It's really got nothing to do with him. He did everything possible. Has done a great job throughout the playoffs. Definitely the most improved, I feel like, out of any driver in the playoffs or any driver in the season. But these first 6 races, whatever it's been. So just super bummed for him and their whole team, and really just all of the motorsports. It would have been cool to just come here to Vegas and feel like we have a 50% shot at getting recommended championship.
It's good right here in the middle.
Hey, Kyle, Dalton with SponsorStretch.com. Building off of that, does that put things back into perspective? Like, are you the kind of person that typically waits for the official results after post-race inspection? Like, how much do you not consider yourself an official winner until, like, do you wait till the inspection is over, or how does that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I just know, like, whenever we're doing victory lane and stuff, and then they're like, okay, team, you're clear to take the car to tech. You're always like, man, hope it's good. So there's that. And then I have no idea how it's going. So I'm usually get down to the media center and finally get down to all the interviews and head back and I'm like, how's it going, guys? And thankfully, it's always been good. There's been a couple of times where it's gotten it's sketchy a little bit, but no, it's again, like for the driver's side, we don't have anything to do with building the car, so kind of just hoping it's all good.
So with what happened last Sunday, like if you do win this upcoming Sunday, are you going to be a little bit more mindful of that because of Bowman's penalty?
I'm not, because I just drive. So no, no, it wouldn't be any different than how I feel. Just hope that they pass tech. And just every driver, I'm sure, not just Hendrick Motorsports drivers. I'm sure every driver, anytime they win, is like, once they take the car, they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Hopefully, now we just gotta get through tech.
Come up to Lee and then we'll come up front over here.
Spencer, Series 6 and NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. You've been so dominant in past years at Homestead. Are you looking forward to having more traditional tracks in this round? I mean, intermediate here, intermediate there. Is it something to look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, because I look forward to it. Yeah, for one, because it's tracks that we're good at. But more than anything, I just really love Homestead, and we don't get to go there once a year. Where a lot of the other intermediates we go there twice a year. Vegas, Kansas, Charlotte, I guess, is once a year. But Homestead, I wish we could go there a lot because I just love the track. But so yeah, I look forward to going there because one, I love it. They're really, really fast there, and it's just a good track for us.
When you get into a groove where you lead 199 of 267 laps, I mean, how does your confidence just build throughout the course of a run like that, or can you get complacent because you just kind of feel like you're in the groove, or kind of what goes through a driver's mind when you're having that solid of a run?
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely, at least for myself, not getting complacent because, your car is that good. At least, I feel like throughout my career, I've dominated lots of races, and I've lost more than I've won, so in those dominating runs. And I feel like a lot of times it's because you do get complacent. You're like, oh, my car's perfect. I don't need to work on it or whatever in a pit stop. And then those other teams are chasing you throughout the race. So they're, trying to tune their setups and giving good feedback and whatnot. And then it comes down to 20-lap run. You get beat on a restart. You can never get back behind. You lose. So I think losing a lot of races where I've dominated, I've become, still more focused on, all right, like this is what I'm feeling. I need to have good communication, and I think we've done a better job of keeping up with the racetrack, keeping up with the pace, and all that sort of stuff.
Come up front right here.
Regera, UNLV, Rutherford. Kyle, you touched on Bowman's penalty, and when we speak about Las Vegas specifically, Joey Logano being that guy that got that 8th spot, I don't know, what do you make of that, given his successful track record here as he joins a list of guys that have done well like yourself here in the round of 8 in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously I'd love to have Alex in the round of 8, but yeah, I mean Joey's he's dangerously good. Like you can never count him out anywhere. So yeah, when he's the guy that gets the benefit of it, it's like dang man, now he's a tough competitor. So he's for sure one that you have to keep your eye on. But yeah, I mean everybody in the playoffs is really good. So even the 4 guys or whatever 8 guys that have missed making it this far, they're all great teams and drivers.
We'll go to Zach and then we'll come up here with Dustin and Kelly.
Zach Sternil, NASCAR.com. To that point, this round of 8 really feels like a stacked field. How do you look at the 8 drivers and teams that have advanced to this point, and what does it say about the strength of this particular group of 8? Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of wins and championships and all that currently in the round of 8. So yeah, I mean it's tough group of teams and drivers. So yeah, I mean I think it's good. You want it to be that way. I don't know if we all expected it to be that way with the way that the track schedule was lined up, but the cream has risen, and yeah, I think it's just going to be a ultra competitive round, just like every time round of 8 comes about. It's always competitive and comes down to the final few laps at Martinsville. So this year will probably be no different.
Let's go in front of Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. You talked about the mindset of in races that you're dominating in that approach, and I'm curious, after the defeats in the previous cases, how did you the process of getting better at that so that you don't have those happen, so that what happens at Bristol isn't leading 450 laps and losing, but leading all 462 and doing what you did at the Roval? How did that develop and just that process?
I don't know. I think just going through experience of losing, you learn from all those, and then the times of winning as well. You learn from that too. But and it's not just all myself. It's the whole team that gains that experience, whether it be pit crew or the guys in the box, the engineers at the shop. Like we're all learning, each week, no matter how it goes. But so yeah, I mean, I think. Yeah, there's a number of things why I've lost races that I've dominated before. It hasn't always been on my end, but there's been also lots of races where the team has helped me win. So yeah, it's a team sport, and that's there's not one single individual that means more than anybody else.
And we'll wrap up with Kelly.
Kelly Racing.com. 2 things, Kyle. Is there a different feeling or pressure or just I don't know what the word might be, when you get to this round knowing that, okay, we're one round away from Phoenix? Like, does this round feel any differently?
I think in the first couple years I ever made the round of 8, yeah, you feel the pressure of it a little bit, or you put more pressure on yourself, or whatever the case may be, where I think after you make it to the round of 4, the final round, a few different times, it kind of calms your nerves a little bit, at least for me. So, and I think a lot of that comes to just confidence that you have in the group of people around you. So, no, I feel the same as I did the other rounds leading into it. Just excited to go racing, excited for the opportunity. It's a privilege, to be this far into the playoffs and seeing all the hard work of the regular season and the playoff races to this point of getting yourself to where you're at in points. So yeah, I'm just ready to go and ready to have a good time, and hopefully we can execute at a high level and find ourselves with the opportunity at championship both weeks.
You've been asked about the 8 drivers, the 7 others with yourself that are in this round. 3 Hendrick cars, Tyler Reddick, the regular season champion, still alive, on and on. And then you have Christopher Bell, who's got the best average finish. And does it seem like he's to me, it seems like he's kind of flying under the radar of the conversation?
Always. Yeah, I mean, always. I got asked the question last week, like, who's the guy or whatever, and I mentioned, 4 or 5 people without mentioning Christopher. And, he's so good and just sneaky, very sneaky, quiet, good. I mean, that's his personality, too. He's just quiet. So, he's not out talking about how good he's doing. He's just doing it. So, yeah, him and his team are super strong, and yeah, I mean they've been doing a great job the last 3 years, or whatever it's been. So yeah, and too, I mean I've raced with Christopher for so long that I know how good he is, and he is just a quiet, just smooth person, smooth racer, and yeah, he's, for whatever reason, he's flown under the radar his whole NASCAR career, I feel like.
All right, Kyle, we'll appreciate your time and good luck this weekend.
Thanks.